Hello, welcome back to some ASG golf. I have had this game for quite a while. Played it when I first got it and haven't played it in a while, as usually when I want a round of golf, I play Action PC, which is nice and easy on the computer. You can do tournaments really easy, but that's a different conversation for a different day. However, when I spent money on a game, I do like to play it, and so I've pulled it back out. Been experimenting and trying to relearn the game and maybe simplify it a little bit. When I start a new game, I have the tendency to go straight for the super advanced, and sometimes that can make things more complicated than they need to be. Most games recommend that you kind of learn the basics and then advance from there, but I tend to eat the whole box of cookies at once, and so sometimes it can be difficult. So anyway, the sets I have, I got the 1940s and 50s set, which Sam Snead came out of. I also have the 1960s set, and that's got Arnold Palmer in it, and Gary Player, players like that. Arnold's probably my favorite golfer, but I thought I'd use Sam Snead this time. Sam Snead's card's actually a little better than Arnold's. And then I got a few courses. I got what I'm playing with now is Colonial, so I'm on hole number 12 with Sam Snead. Again, just getting the hang of it. I'm sure I'm missing some things, but I have them in. These are the first 10 holes, or 11 holes, rather. And then, so I have Colonial, and then I put them in binders. So I got Murfield Village Golf Club in Columbus, along with the Colonial down in Texas. And then I also have Augusta National, of course. You have to have that. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach. So, of course, Augusta and Pebble Beach, probably the two popular golf courses in America anyway. And then lastly, I got three more. I got Wingfoot, Oak Hill Country Club, and Firestone. So those were the golf courses that I've picked up. Again, haven't played this a whole lot. I also picked up you can order these quick play cards. So if you're wanting to do more of a tournament, you can use these. And I knew how to do this at one point, but I'm going to have to reteach myself. There's a really good video on it on YouTube, and I can't remember who did it. But when I get back to this, I'll point them out. But using these, you can do a little bit more of a tournament. Still, you can't do, like 120 players. I guess you could, but it would take an extra long time. So probably if I did anything, I might, pick 5, maybe 10 players, out of a set, and maybe have a tournament like that. But again, I have these for every of the regular sets that I have. So anyway. That's kind of what I got. It comes with, the game comes with your charts, which clubs you use, your putting charts, your tree charts, your short chip, your wedge shots. So I'm kind of just showing half of the page there because I don't want to give away their copyrighted stuff in case somebody would do that. I don't think most people in our community wouldn't. But I just wanted to do that. Made my own little cardstock markers here. I tried using erasable marker, but it just makes such a mess. You erase enough of it, you got that black stuff everywhere and on everything, and sometimes it won't erase. So I'm trying this. Something I've seen a couple guys have like little metal things, so we'll see how this goes. I just made these. So anyway, I thought I would play a couple holes here. Anybody who's familiar with this game, feel free to put in the comments if I'm doing something wrong, which I imagine that I am. Again, doing the mostly basic right now, and then trying to and get back into it again. For a little while, I was pretty smooth at this game, but then again, when I got Action PC, with it being so much easier to do tournaments, I did that. But of course, you can't do that with cards and dice, and you all know how I feel about cards and dice. So anyway, we'll do the 12th hole. 12th hole here. So this is the score sheet you can get off of. You can actually do like individual courses, but I just made a generic one and then write in. So far on the front nine, Sam Snead had a 4 under par. So far at 11, he did a bogey on that one as he hit the trees a few times. And then so here on the 12th hole, we have 445 yards and a 4 par. So again, anybody who's watching this sees anything that I'm doing incorrectly, let me know, and I will try to correct it. So again, I got the one thing I have like a calculator, trying to figure out, sometimes trying to figure out where you're at. Again, just kind of working my way. So if anybody has any pointers, I'm all ears. So I'll try to do a little bit explanation again what I know. So you kind of follow the line here. So far, I'm not taking the dogleg into account. There are certain holes where there'll be red lines, and so you actually do take past the dogleg. So my thought is to be simplified and enjoy the game a little better, that they're taking that into account and hitting it such. So, and it kind of depends on the hole. I mean, if there's a hole that I look at it and it's obviously the dogleg is a factor, I'll shoot shorter. Not to. But this hole, for example, there's no trees coming along here. So anybody that was tackling this hole that could hit 300 yards, would take that into account. So I just follow the center line. And I'm not doing that aiming. There's actually an aiming thing here. So like if you're aiming so many to the left or to the right, then you take some distance off, so I'm not doing that as of now. Again, just doing it generally is about as basic as I can and seeing, how it goes. So far the first 11 holes haven't been too difficult. And Sam Snead is coming in at a -3. Again, that last bogey hurt him. So you roll all three. It's a little bit like APBA. The red is like the tens, the white is the single digits, and then your blue gives you the direction. So you can see here on the chart, you've got the flight, which is your red, and then the blue 1 through 6 is how far you're off. And then you got the roll. So anyway, Sam Snead is 2, so that means typically on a wood, one wood, he averages about 310 yards after the roll. So that will get him pretty close to the dog leg there. And that's average, so he could hit longer. We do have that sand trap a little bit further. We could do the 3 wood. He averages about 278 on that, so that way you're not getting up into there. So maybe we'll go ahead and do the 3 wood. So again, I kind of write things down, so I got that I'm using the 3 wood. So let's see what happens. So that's a 14 on his card on the W, which you use for the 1 and 3 wood, and then the second 3 and 4 irons all use the W. So that's a 3, which typically anything 12 and under is going to be a pretty decent shot. When you start getting up over 12 is when you start getting these really rough shots. So anyway, and you have to remember, so 14 is a 3. So here on our wood chart on a 3 wood, that's 240 in flight. A 3 on the direction is left 5, and it rolls 30 for a total of 27. You also, each hole has like individual things that you have to check. So I'm not doing any wind right now. I will once I get the hang of it, but right now, just kind of keeping it simple again. You add 5 yards to the flight of all tee shots. So again, you got a 3, so that's 245. So that'll be 275 left 5. So 275 left 5. So that'll be where he's at. So not a bad shot in the fairway. So he hit it 275. He is in the fairway. So then I write how much he has to go. This one's easy because it's right on the line. So he's got 170 to the middle of the pin, and I'm doing, or the middle of the green, which is that light green dot. I'm using the red. So those are different hole locations. So I'm using the red one. So going to the middle of the green will be a little bit long, but you know, especially this far away, I think you want to aim for the middle, and then hopefully you'll hit the green is what you want to do. So 170, and his irons are 3. So then again, you kind of look at the 3s and see what'll give you 170 yards. So looks like in the fairway, an 8-iron will get him 175, a 9-iron will give him 160. And again, I need about 170. And if you hit short, you've got these things to deal with here. The yellow sand traps are more difficult than the white ones. So you definitely need to go for the green here. So 170. So he's in between clubs here. So I'm going to do the 8-iron. I'm going to go a little long. Or, you know, again, sometimes you can get all of it, so we're going to hit our 8-iron. Write that down so I can remember. And so we'll see what he does here. So that's a 13, that's a 2, so that's going to be a little strong. So, and there's no other checks here, so he hit. And then again, he's 5 left, so I'm not saying that he's aiming 5 right to get back in the center. I'm just saying that he's aiming for the center. Because, again, if he's here, he's aiming for that. So I see that as a straight line. So, and, again, there's a little difference here if you're inside or outside. You know, I'm just keeping it simple. I might add those. But if that's incorrect, let me know. That's one thing about the instructions. There's only 4 pages, and it seems to be kind of open-ended a little bit, you know, kind of so as to say, use your judgment, play it how you think it should be. So there's certain things that are, you know, rules, and certain things it seems to be kind of leave it to your own judgment type thing. But anyway, so he hits a 2. That's 175 in the air. It will roll 5. He got a 6, so that's straight as the arrow flies. So 175 will put him 5 past the center, which is a good distance from the the red pin, but he's at least on the green, so that's good. Make sure I hit that right. So that's 180, and he was 170. Let's see, he was 170 away. Actually, he's going to roll 5, so he's actually a little bit further. So he's right on the fringe there. So it looks, and sometimes you have to use your best judgment. So he is on the fringe. It's definitely off of the green. So that was 180. Yep, that's right. So when you're off the green a little bit, that's going to affect the putt a bit. I have to try to remember exactly. I have my instructions here. So this one obviously takes a bit of the tabletop. So let me look at putting. So again, I'm not an expert on this. I thought I would just share. Again, I tried to get a little bit brushed up on it before I did a video. But so putting. Okay. Okay, so you can also putt. Use the putter from just off the edge of the green so long as it lies on the fairway within the first grid of the green, and it does. If you choose the putter for this approach, check the appropriate putting result. Drop down 4 lines. So when you check your result, if you get a 1, it'll be a 5. However, if you roll a 1 or a 2, you don't drop down. So, all right, so we drop down 4 lines. So you have your, when you get on the green or start to putt, you have this little chart here. And so that is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 by 5. So 20 by 5 is 68 feet minus 2 dice. So that's minus 5. So he's got a 63-yard putt, or 63-foot putt, rather. And you check to see you got 5 putting charts, 1 being the easiest. I think it goes to 5. 5 being the hardest. Just double check that. Yep, 5 being the hardest. So this is a putting chart 1, so this is an easier putt. So 63 foot, and we're going to lag that one because like regular golf, if you go for it, you're more likely to hit it, but you're also more likely to shoot past it. You know, so again, you could go up to 14 foot away. So whereas if you lag it, the worst you can do is 7. So. All right, doubles are usually good on this. So 21, that's a 22. We have to drop down 4 because we're on the fringe, so that's a 26. So that's not going to be great. So 26, we lagged it, so that puts him at 4 feet away. So that's not too bad. So 4 feet. And we will roll again for that 4-footer. That's a 36, and that's a 26. So that might be interesting. 26, and we are 4 foot away. And he will make it. So that's a par on hole number 12. So that's basically how you do it. So this one, we've got a par 3 here. It's 190 yards to the middle of the green. And again, I'm using the red. So we could go a little long on this one. So again, his iron is 3. So again, you kind of check here. There's little numbers on the side, and the flight is basically the 3 is his average. So that kind of gives you an idea of how these different golfers hit. Obviously, club selection is a big part of success in a game like this. So we need a let's see, it's 190 to the center of the green. So, again, he's a 3, so we need something that will hit about 190. So his 7-iron hits 185 and rolls 190. So, again, with the water here, we don't want to go too short, but we'll go with the 7-iron. So we got a 3, 190 yards. So we're going to go with the 7-iron and see what he does. That's a 3-2, and that's not good. That's a, let's see, so that's a 7-iron, so you have to use the eye. So that's a 17, and remember, anything past a 12 can be exciting. So a 17 off the tee, we go to 5. So that's right 10, and he hit it 170. Oh dear. So that's 60. 70 plop. So he hit the water on that one. So that was a weak shot. So again, he typically hits at 190 yards. So he hit that one in the water. So that will be a penalty. And so he will hit again. So see if we can have better luck this time. 32. And he did it again. Oh, man. So he hit the water twice. So 17, it's 170 in the air. And yep, he hit the water again. Oh, dear. Well, you're tempted to hit a 6-iron here. I mean, that's 200 yards. But surely he will get a better shot on this one. Yeah, I'm going to hit the 6-iron. Let's forget that. So he's already down 2 shots. So he gets doubles this time, and so he's going to kill it. So that's a 12 with a 6-iron. Use the iron rating. Okay, so that would be a 3. So he hits it 200 yards, straight as the arrow flies. So that's 190, so 200. So he hit it there. So he finally finds the green, so that would be on his 3rd shot. So we did the 7-iron. Water, 7-iron, water, 6-iron on the green. So actually going long is good on this one. So that's only 0 by 5, which is 15 feet. Minus 8, and that's going to be a 7-footer. So he's got a 7-footer here, which he needs to make this in order to save a little face. So we'll move my marker so I can see the pin. All right, so this is a 1. So I got my book tabbed here, my P for my putters. So we got a 1. So you only roll 2 die on the putt. That's a 56, which is a 26, and we need 7. I don't think he's going to make it. Nope, 4 inches short. So not a good putt there. He's probably rattled from all the waterlogged balls that he hit. So again, make sure 56, 26, and 7 foot is 4 inches short. All right. There he is. Just missed that one as the crowd groans. 45, and that's a 19, and that will sink it. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a double bogey. So that just killed his score. So he had a -4 on the front 9. So far he is -3 on the back 9. So that moves us on to hole number 14. And that's a 4 par, 464. So maybe I should have shot long on that one anyway. I mean, the strategy you could think about is that with the water and it was in the back of the green anyway. So I tend to aim for the middle of the green. And, of course, if he'd have had a decent shot, he wouldn't have hit the water twice. He hit a bad roll twice in a row. But still, maybe the 6-iron should have been the way to go to begin with. But as it is, he's shooting 1 under par. We go to hole 14 here. So again, I'm not the dog leg. I'm just following the line. So we'll use our, a 1 wood. Again, he hits at about 305. We do have the green over here, or the sand, but we'll go ahead and we'll use the 1 wood, see what happens. And 65 is usually the worst number you could roll. Doubles are great. 65 is your worst. So he hits a 26. Let's see. So we got a 1 wood. 26 is going to be 250 with a 30 roll. But he rolled a 3. And that's going to be right 45. So he shanked that one big time. So you got 250 in the air, and then 45, 10, 20, 30, 45. Where's my, did I turn my thing over and flip my, oh, there it is. These aren't very big. So again, just recollect myself, 250 in the air, 45 to the right, 10, 20, 30, 45, and then it rolls half when you're in the rough, which we are. So a 25. Thankfully, there's not many trees there. So that rolls 15, 10, 15, and he is there. So another rough shot for Sam Snead. He was hitting on all cylinders the first 9. So he is in the rough. And so that is going to be, again, this being the outside of the curve, it's actually a little longer than this, but, I'm going with it for now. Because, again, and it kind of evens out. I mean, if I hit to the inside, it'd be a little shorter. So, again, feel free to share how you guys play it. So that's 190. He's 200 away in the rough. So let's see what kind of club we need for that. He's going to be on the iron, so 5-iron. Again, the pin is a little bit more toward the front there, but you got the sand and you got some room in the back, so I want to go a little long. So 205. Let's see, we determined we were 200 away. I'll write that down so I don't forget. All right, so if he uses a, oh, and you have to roll to see if he got a bad lie or not. So a 6 here is a bad lie. He got a 1, so he got a good lie at least. All right, so we're going to try a 5-iron. And here we go. Let's see what he does. A 56, which is not good either. So that's a 5. He got a 5. So I can go left 15 or right 5, but he hit it 175. So 175. Let's see. So he's at 265. So let's use my calculator here. So 265, and he hit it with the roll 190. Equals 455. So that's 35, 45, 55. And he hit it right 5. So he's right on the pin, if I calculated that right. So from the rough, you got a 56, which is a 5 on the iron. That's 175 in the air. You got a 5 on the directional. It rolls 15. That would land on the fairway. And so 175 and 15 is 190. Again, we're at 265 plus 190 is 455. 35, 35, 45, 55. That's right on the right on. So that is a heck of a shot. So when you're right on, if any shot finishes exactly on the pin, re-roll 3 dice. If the result is 111, 666, the shot will be holed out. All right, so he has a shot to drain this one from way out there. And he doesn't, so he will be on the pin. And then in your aiming chart, so see, once a shot lands on the green, the putting distance must be established. If the ball has stopped on the pin location, roll 1 die and determine the following putt distances, okay? So we didn't hole it out, so he gets a 5, and that's going to be 4 feet. All right. So a 4-footer, so heck of a shot there from Mr. Snead. So he's 4 feet away. Let's see, use putting chart 2 when putting from the front to the back. Use putting chart 3 when putting from the back to the front. So he's right on it. So let's do 1, 2, and 3 will be 2. Okay, so putting chart 2. All right, so he's got a 4-footer for birdie. 25, and that's a 1. So he would have drained that from just about anywhere. So nice recovery shot there. Really, that's a heck of a second shot, and he gets a birdie. So that'll put him back to -2. So this is a bit of fun. Again, some people probably are watching this and saying, you know, my goodness, I'd rather play action PC golf. And I get it, but, you know, there's something about the dice in hand and figuring it out. And, you know, of course, you guys know how I feel about cards and dice and that kind of thing on the table. So, all right, so here we got the 15th hole is a 4-par 430. Again, so that puts him at, where does that put him at? So he had 3, 2, see, he had 3, 1, so he's back to -2. Okay, so not a bad round. So again, we have a dog leg here, and, you know, you can play into that. So, and then 300 is a little wider, so we're going to go with the 1 wood here. Alrighty. And a big part of this is just getting your table laid out to where everything feels good. So, you know, I got my scorecard over here, which you can see part of. And then my, you know, I had these in a binder, but they take up more space, so I just took them out and, you know, and got my chart over here. So this actually is not a bad layout. The last time I played this, I wasn't down here in my kingdom, so I was playing it upstairs on the couch. So, but anyway, I'll figure out how to do the quick play, because again, I have the quick play for every course that I have, so maybe do some tournaments of players. So I got the 2019 set, so that's 55. That's usually good. So that's a 12, so that usually means on 12 you got like a long distance. So you keep the distance, which is 2, but then you roll to see how far he hit it. And so that's a 3, so that's 295, so that's 340 total. And then on the 2, he is right 10. So 340. Man, he clubbered that one. And right 10 will be on the green, so, or I mean on the fairway. So he got all of that one. Let's see. You always have to check your little things over here. So deduct 5 yards roll from all second shots landing short of the green. So he ought to be able to hit the green from there. But other than that, so, man, 340 yard total. He clubbed it. And so that leaves him 90 away. So that's going to be in short range. So when you're under your sand wedge, you go to your wedge shots. And so, again, we determined we were 90. So that would be up here, which you can't see, is the, there you go, 125 to 76. So, again, he's a 3. So when you're doing the short wedges, you can aim for the center of the green, which is the little light green dot, or the hole. And so the center is obviously safer because if you miss around it, you've got the green to play with. And the hole here in this case is really close, so I'm going to aim for the center of the green. When you have the short wedges, you do the 2 dice, so here we go. So that's a 12, which is usually not good, so 14T. Now the T's, these little letters only come into play when you're doing the short. So a T says, from any terrain, deduct 12 numbers. Of 14 becomes 2. On results, numbers 13 through 23 and 25 through 38. So we deduct 12 numbers. So he got a 15. You deduct 12. That makes him a 3. So that actually means he's got with that T, he's got a good short game. So a 3 iron, and he rolled a 3. So a 3 and a 3. If you're aiming for the middle from the fairway is -5 and on line. So he was just a little short. So that will, I don't want that one. I will put him right there. So pretty good approach shot. So that was a wedge, and he hit the green in regulation. And so he is 10 by 0 away. And on your chart here, 10 by 0 is 30 minus 2 dice. I always like to get high numbers here, so that's a 5. So didn't do great there, so that's a 25-footer. Let's see. Putting chart 2 and putting from left to right. 3 right to left, so we're dead on. So we're not doing either one. So again, 1, 2, and 3 will be 2. And we get a 4, so that will be putting chart 3. And again, that's just my own little way to figure that out because I'm not left or right, and I'm up and down. All right, so putting chart 3, which is a bit more difficult. And again, we got a 25-footer. Anything over 21 feet, you can see there a little bit that you can go for the lag. So I'm going to go for it, however. So let's see what Mr. Snead can do. That's a 64. He gets a 14, so that's not going to get it. And with going for it, either way would have been the same. So he's 2 foot away. So just 2 foot short on that one. So he will go for the second putt. 46 is a 30, which is a really bad one, but we only need 2 foot, thankfully, and he hit it. So that's a par on hole number 15. So that keeps him at -2 for the round. Here we go, hole number 16, 3 par, 192. A little bit of water again. Remember that last one. And so we obviously going to go for the pin. So that's 190. So if I remember correctly, the see 190. I think we needed the 6-iron to make sure we got long. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so the 7-iron says 190, but if he's short, of course you don't want to go too long because the pin placement is in the front of the green. So but I'm going to go long anyway. I can't stand to hit the water again twice. So we're going to go for the 6-iron here. To go a little bit long. So that's a 23. He got a 3, so that would have been a perfect shot on the 7-iron. But with the 3, he hit it 195, and with the 5 on the direction, straight as the arrow flies. So 195. So it's going to be long. So 75, 85, 95. So, yep, that would have been 190. Man, he would have been a lot closer, but we're on the green, so played it a little safe that time. So he hit the green in actually there's no fairway on this one. He hit the green in regulation. So we are 15 by 0 away, which is 45 feet. Let's see what we got here. 45 minus 9 will be 37. 45 minus 9, 36. So we got a 36-foot putt. And then here, putting chart 2 when putting from front to back. Putting chart 4 when putting from back to front. So that's going to be a difficult putt. We need a 4, which is our first 4 chart of the day. And he is 36 feet away. And this is a difficult one, so I think we're going to lag this one. That's a 35. Oh, and he gets a 1. And remember, yeah, 30. So he would have drained it if he would have, if we'd have went for it. But as it is, he gets an R1, and an R1. Let's see, I have to remember what an R1 is. R1 on the. So that's one R1 foot. On results with a preceding R, re-roll 2 dice, and if the result of the re-roll is 66, the putt is in. Okay? So we're 1 foot away unless he gets a 66, and he doesn't. So just missed that one. So that was a heck of a putt, just 1 foot away. Again, if I would have went for it, he would have drained it. So, all right, so he's 1 foot away. This should be a gimme. 52 is a 34. That's almost as bad as you can get, but it's still good enough to go in. So you parred that hole. All right, go on to 17. We'll finish the round here. So we got a short 4 par, only 387, and we saw him hit a 341 earlier, but the fairway doesn't go that far, so we don't want to hit in the rough there if we can avoid it. So they set this one up to be pretty good. So it looks like we need about 275. So let's see what club will get us about 275. I want to get as close to the edge of that as we can. So a 3-wood will get us 270. So we'll go with the 3-wood. All right, so here's a 3-wood here on hole 17 at Colonial. A 61, a 3-wood would be on the W, so that's a 3. He gets a 6, so that's straight as an arrow. So 270 yards total with a 30-yard roll right down the middle. So nice shot, 270. So he's in the fairway. That's a real good shot. So he is 115 away. And I believe that's under his sand wedge. Yep, his sand wedge is 130, so we have to do the short chart, the wedge shots. Let's see. So the middle of the green is really close to the pin, and I don't, if you do go for the pin, you're kind of edge close to the green there, so we're going to go for the middle. So he is, what do we decide, 115 away. All right, so you just do 2 dice on the short shot. So that's a 14, that's a 4. So he's a 3, he got a 4. We went for the middle. So that's -5 and right 5. So he missed the wrong direction both short 5 and -5, but he did hit the green. So he hits the green in regulation. So we are 10 by 5 away. 10 by 5 is 38 minus the 2. 38 minus 8, that leaves him with a 30-foot putt. And let's see, use putting chart 2 and putting from front to back. And so we are front. So that's a 2, so that's the easier one. So he's got a 30-footer. So we're going to go for it this time. 25, and he gets an 8. I wonder if I did the eye on a couple of these putts. I might have did that. If I did, forgive me. I think I did. Yep, I think I did. But, oh well, live and learn. So the P is an 8, and an 8 on putting chart 2 with 30 foot going for it is 1 foot away. So 1 foot putt to go. It should be a gimme, but you never know. 31 is a 9, and that's going to sink it. So another par. And we go to hole number 18. There's Murfield Village. Hole number 18. Shooting a 2 under. Let's see, we have a 4 par, 441. Okay, so we're going to do the, again, he's got the little leg, dog leg's not going to affect him any. And looks like it's as fairway's as broad as it is long all the way up and down, so we'll go for the 1 wood here. Get him as close as we can if he can hit a good shot. 24. Oh, that's not good. That's a 26. We know what that is. You got a 3. So that's 250 and 45 to the right. So 250, 10, 20, 30, 45. So that lands right in the tree. When you do that, it stops right there. So not a very good one that time. So he's in the rough in the trees. So see if we got a bad lie or not. We got a good lie at least. So we are actually, you're either in the trees or behind the trees. So we're definitely behind the trees. To be in the trees, you have to have a complete square section of tree between you, the tree you're in, and the green. So he is on the edge of that, so he is actually behind the trees. So you got a tree chart here. Here at Colonial, they are pines, which are medium. So you roll to see what kind of club you can use. That's a 35. And so he can use up to a 3-iron, and he got a pretty good lie. So let's see, and he's 190 away. So in the rough, so what's 190 away? Let's see. In the rough, it looks like about a 6-iron, and we can use up to a 3-iron. So Again, we got a pretty good there. Sometimes you have to chip it out, so those trees can get interesting. So we're going to do the 6 iron. Again, we got a good lie. Yep. Again, I'm aiming right down the center, so, you know. 35, and that's a 1. So that's going to, and we got a 6, which is right 5, so it's 200 total. So that's going to be 10 past right 5. And that's going to be on the green. So how about that? What another really good second shot as he hits the green with the 6 iron. And he is only 5 away. So 05 is 15 minus 20. That's going to be 11-foot putt to go. We're obviously going to go for that. Putting chart 1. So here he goes. Let's see if he can drain this. This would be for a birdie after that rough first tee shot. 26 and gets a 29. So that's not going to be a good putt. So 29. And he needed 11, and that's going to be 2 foot away. So he overshot that one quite a bit. 2 foot away, missed his birdie. 34 is a 24, and that's going to be good enough to drain it. So, ends up with a -2. He shot a 4 under on the front 9, and then shot a 2 over on the back 9. That double bogey on 13 with the 2 waters hurt him. So that's kind of what I got so far. Again, I just pulled this out and played, so any suggestions would be appreciated. Any things that you guys are doing. I know there's some in the community that certain games they're expert at, so that's one of the advantages to throwing up a video like this, is that I can get some feedback from some of my other ASG golf brethren. And so if you are seeing anything that I'm missing, let me know. And again, I had forgotten how much fun this was. Again, I got away from it when I started doing the Action PC. So there's kind of in a nutshell, a little bit of ASG golf, and we'll see. I got to get in some Stratomatic baseball today, so not sure, if I'll get back to it today. But spent some time trying to figure it out, and I'm getting there. Appreciate any feedback. I'll see you next time.